ciel bleu vole en silence.
Okay, let's face it, everybody, every woman wants to look a little more elevated, a little more elegant, and yes, even a little bit more expensive. So regardless of your budget, today I'm going to share 10 tips that are going to help you look a little bit more expensive, a little bit more elevated, a little bit more elegant, all the things. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Netta. I'm a personal stylist, and my whole focus is helping women just like you, women over 50, build a wardrobe that they love, because I believe we can have a better day through style, and that the choices that we make getting ourselves ready for the day can really significantly impact our day. If we're ready, the world is ready for us, right? So today I want to talk about how to get elevated and elegant style regardless of your price point. But first, I want to share a couple of free resources with you. The first is my Modern Classics Wardrobe Guide. It is just truly the foundational wardrobe that I think every woman could use for spring. These are the pieces, the checklist that you can take into your spring closet and ask yourself, like, what do I have? What am I missing? Which of these pieces are going to work for me? And really start building that foundation of your spring wardrobe. The next thing I want to talk about is my Style Confidence Club. It's a monthly membership where you can get support in your body type and your color and workshops, but really get the answers and the feedback that you need to build that confidence inspiring wardrobe for yourself. Okay, so let's get into it. I've got 10 tips that are going to help us look and feel more elegant, more elevated, and yes, like I said, more expensive. So the first is to embrace monochromatic dressing. Now, monochromatic dressing is a shortcut to looking more expensive. Why? Because when we wear the same color head to toe, we're instantly going to look more expensive. And that's not just true of neutrals. This is true no matter what color you choose. But it becomes even more true if you're choosing elegant colors, or you're choosing colors that really suit you and really flatter you. So you can wear head to toe hot pink or red, or you can wear head to toe crocus, or you can wear head to toe navy or chocolate brown or black or gray. They're gonna give a little bit of a different mood, but they're all going to look more elegant and more expensive. There is something about a monochromatic look that just signals elegance. It signals old money. It signals like a more elevated look, because it looks very intentional. And I would say that the harder those colors are to pair, like the harder it is to find two of the exact same color in anything, the more expensive it looks. So if you've got like gray and they're the exact same gray, that's gonna look really, really expensive and really, really elevated. Now, the opposite is also true. Layering different shades all within the same color family, so lots of different shades of gray in different textures, is another way to embrace that monochromatic look and really look more elegant on a budget and more expensive on a budget. So it's just an easy hack. Not only is it more expensive looking, but it's also really flattering and lengthening and all the things. So okay, like I said, mixing textures is one way to really take that from being like a flat, maybe potentially boring, like you're just wearing a black shirt and black pants and it looks a little dull. Mixing textures can really take it up to the next level and definitely make it look more expensive. No one cares if the leather is real or faux, if the silk is real or faux. Like you know, embracing those textures and combining those textures is a little styling secret that will really elevate your monochromatic outfits. Okay, the next tip is to prioritize tailoring. And I hate it as I say this, I hate it because I know it's a challenge to get your pieces tailored. But the pieces that you want to look the best are the pieces that you really need to start with. If you're overwhelmed, you're looking at your closet, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a lot in here that doesn't fit me. Maybe you've gone through a size transition, or maybe you just are the type of person who things don't fit you off the rack. And that's most people, most women, most clothes don't fit them easily off the rack. So you've got like a mountain of things that need to be tailored. Where do you start? You start with the most important pieces and the pieces that you're going to wear the most frequently. I would say one of the things that's really going to elevate your wardrobe is just great, like the pieces in the Modern Classics Wardrobe Guide. These are the pieces that you should consider altering first, because these are going to be the backbone and the workhorses of your wardrobe. So even affordable clothes look expensive when they're tailored to fit. Hemming pants, slimming a blazer, nipping in a dress at the waist, key alteration makes a huge difference. Now, the Fashion Fit formula is a tool that I use when I'm working with my clients and they're working with tailors to get the best fit possible for your clothes, but nothing is going to transform your wardrobe more than making sure that your clothes fit properly. So whether you do it yourself or whether you go to a tailor, tailoring is not optional if we want to look more expensive. If you're in doubt, size up and then tailor down for a more custom fit. You can't add more fabric, but you can take in, right? So clothes that are just a tiny bit too big are going to be a little bit better than clothes that are a tiny bit too small to start with. And then you can also tailor them, and you should tailor them so that they fit you perfectly. Okay, the next is to choose classic over trendy. This is a hard one for me because I love trends. But this is why I created the Modern Classics Wardrobe Guide, because modern classics are modern and classic. So they're classic, but they don't feel stuffy, they don't feel dated, they don't feel tired, they don't feel old, they don't feel like, oh my goodness, I've seen all of these before. I mean, you are definitely going to recognize some of the items in the Modern Classics Wardrobe Guide, but they're a fresh take on classics. And so really leaning into classics in your wardrobe and deciding what those classics are for you. They're going to be different for everybody. Maybe a suit is not your idea of a classic. Maybe you're not a blazer person. Maybe you're not a little black dress person. What are those pieces that for you have that timeless appeal and that are going to elevate your outfits? Because those are the pieces that you can spend a little bit more money on, and you're going to get a lot of use out of them. So maybe for you, it's like a breezy linen dress is going to be your version of a classic. Well, that's where you should be putting the bulk of your budget. You're going to get a lot of use out of it, and it's going to end up being a great investment. So really investing in classic pieces over trendy. Focus on those timeless pieces. We know what they are, right? And again, you're going to find your version of these, whether it's a structured blazer, a trench, dark wash jeans, a quality sweater. Trends really go out of style very quickly, and they're just not a great investment, especially if you are on a budget. Okay, next is a little secret to looking elegant on a budget is to swap the cheap buttons for elegant ones. It's amazing to me how inexpensively you can buy beautiful quality buttons. You can also find maybe there are clothes in your closet or clothes that you found at a thrift store or a vintage store or consignment store that are beyond repair. Like they're just, a fabric is pilled and torn and stained and worn and whatever. And you can recycle those buttons, cut those buttons off. The vintage buttons are the best buttons. Like the real metal, the mother of pearl, like those beautiful, beautiful wood, high quality buttons, like recycling those off of something old and putting them onto something new can be an instant way to elevate. It doesn't matter if the shirt is from Walmart, the shirt is from Target, it doesn't matter. You switch out those buttons and you add elevated buttons and the entire outfit, and the entire piece looks much more expensive. So, swapping out plastic buttons for metal, horn, pearl. It's just such an easy upgrade, and you can buy really beautiful buttons online as well. Okay, the next is a way to elevate your outfits is to stick to neutrals and rich colors. So in general, neutral colors and rich colors, colors with some depth to them and some richness to them are going to read as more expensive than bright or light colors. Now there are exceptions to this, of course, but if you're looking for a shortcut to looking more elegant and more expensive, then stick, or at least start with neutrals and with rich colors and use those as the foundation for your wardrobe. So camel, black, white, navy, and gray are always going to look luxurious. Jewel tones like emerald, deep burgundy, sapphire also add an element of luxury, especially when styled well. Again, there are obviously exceptions, but neutral colors and like rich and luxurious colors like that definitely have a more elegant feel. Okay, next is to invest in structured accessories. So structured accessories tend to hold up better, but they also tend to look a little bit more elevated and a little bit more expensive. What does this mean? It means a classic structured handbag as opposed to a slouchy handbag. It means a pair of structured loafers as opposed to like a really soft or wimpy feeling pair of loafers. It means, looking for those add-on pieces that have that structure built in, because that structure is going to lead to a more elegant look. So a structured handbag in a timeless shape is truly one of the best investments that you can buy, and it does not have to be and I'm going to share a couple that are less expensive. It does not have to be ridiculously expensive. It just has to be beautiful quality. You want it to be leather, and you want it to have that beautiful, very simple, very structured, and very timeless design. A sleek leather belt is another great example of a structured accessory that can really elevate your outfits. Minimalist gold jewelry. These are going to be accessories that are really going to easily elevate your outfit without you having to have a ton of them. So one structured bag, a couple of pieces of beautiful gold jewelry, one or two beautiful belts. Like you don't need a ton of them, and they're going to elevate everything that you're wearing. The next is to choose luxurious looking fabrics. Now, the great thing about brands like Quince and Lily Silk is that they're really making luxury fabrics accessible. And so you're able to get silk and cotton and linen and merino wool at really accessible prices. But if you're looking at, synthetic fabrics, you just want to make sure that those fabrics look luxurious. So cheap synthetics look really, really flimsy, especially talked about this a little bit, like really shiny, cheap fabrics or cheap, flimsy fabrics that are really, really thin. Maybe you can see every lump and bump through them. Those are never going to look elegant and elevated. I would much rather you go to a brand like Quince, which has inexpensive, expensive things, and buy something silk there for $40 or $50 and buy fewer of them if that's that's on the higher end of your budget. Or go to a thrift store or consignment store or a vintage store and buy some really nice quality fabrics at affordable prices, because nothing kills an outfit more than that cheap, scratchy, shiny fabric look. Fabrics with a little weight and drape are always going to look a little bit more expensive. Okay, next, keep shoes polished and chic. So no matter how expensive or inexpensive your shoes are, they're not going to look great if they're run down at the heels, they're run down at the toes, like all the things. Like, you want to keep them in great condition. I've shared this before, but there's a brand called Schmutz's that makes wipes for the inside of your shoe. But I mean, even if you're just using a baby wipe, wipe down your shoes. Make sure your shoes are in good working order. Maybe you have to have them resoled. Maybe you have to check the heels every now and then. Maybe you need to break out a little shoe polish every now and then. Totally worth it. Well-maintained shoes can really make a huge difference in how you look. They would always say shoes make the man. Shoes also make the woman. They also make the woman. So no matter how expensive or inexpensive your shoes are, maintaining them is 90% of the battle. Polish your leather, clean your suede, avoid overly worn down soles. These are all going to really detract from your look and not create an elegant look. And then, of course, sticking to classic styles like pointed toe flats, block heels, sleek loafers. These are all going to be timeless pieces that you can invest a little bit more in. Okay, the next tip is to master the art of layering. There's just something very elegant about a layered look where it looks like, oh, all of these luxurious pieces worn together. So thoughtful layering makes outfits look intentional. It makes it look like you've planned it. It makes it look like you put some thought into it, right? And so, there are classic ways to layer, like a turtleneck under a blazer, or a beautiful long sweater coat over a fitted top and pants. Like, however you choose to layer, like being really thoughtful about your layering and being strategic about it really looks very intentional. And intentional is an equivalent to expensive. It's really when we look like we didn't give it that much thought, where we end up looking a little less elegant and less elevated. So a belt over a coat or sweater is another way to bring some flattery into your layered looks, but just definitely play with layering. And then the final tip is to pay attention to grooming. So grooming includes your hair, your nails, your makeup, like all of these things. I say this as I literally just got rained on, and my hair is poofy, but really grooming, making sure that your makeup looks good, your hair looks good, your skin looks good, your mouth is fresh, of course, your breath is fresh. You have, your nails look neat and clean, whether they're painted or not. Like those little finishing touches that you smell amazing. All of those things are going to go a long way towards making you look more expensive and more elevated. So this is free. Like, grooming is free. Grooming is something that's within all of our reach to be better groomed and to be more intentional about our grooming. So a signature fragrance, to me, it's just like, that's the last icing on the cake of good grooming. Okay. Comment below and let me know what your signature fragrance is. I am wearing Nuit de Noho right now from Bond Street, and I love it, but my signature fragrance, and the one I keep going back to again and again, is Hermès Un Jardin sur le Nil, which means a garden on the Nile. Okay, so I'm going to share 10 elevated, expensive looking items that are more affordable options to really high priced clothing. So there are iconic pieces that are trademarks of some really high-end designer brands, and then there are brands that are making a version of these pieces that is equally elegant and beautiful and stylish, but without the hefty price tag. These are not dupes. You're not going to find something with fake Hermès written on it or anything like that. What these are instead is pieces that are inspired by some designer pieces and are going to give you that luxurious look for less. So let me share a couple of my favorites. So Eileen Fisher is known for her linen dresses, and they are beautiful. Very, very high quality, but they can also be very, very expensive. Quince, fortunately, has a version of a linen shirt dress, and theirs is $60 instead of like $350. So it's the Eileen Fisher linen shirt dresses versus the Quince linen shirt dress. You'll notice that some of these are from brands I work with. This is not sponsored. I just kind of did some research, and these are the things that came up, and I was like, oh, these are some of my favorite brands, and they're my favorite brands for a reason, because they do these types of high quality pieces really, really well. Okay, another one. Now we've all talked about the Quince versions of some of the high-end bags, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that here. But there were a couple that when I was researching them, that I was like, ooh, I knew that looked familiar. So one of them is the Quince box bag that I have, which I love this bag. I just bought it for my daughter. Also, it is so well made, and I love that the strap is adjustable. You can wear it as a shoulder bag, you can wear it as a crossbody, and you can wear it as a handbag. Like, it's just like a top handle bag. It's just such a great bag. It's loosely modeled after the Celine Triomphe bag, which is just a stunning bag, which is, I think, I don't know, $3,000 or something. So the Quince box bag is like $150 versus multiple thousands of dollars. I think that's such a great deal, and it's a stunning bag. Again, not a dupe, just inspired by. Another Quince bag that's inspired by a much higher end bag is the Bottega Veneta cassette bag, which is inspired, Quince's woven leather bag is inspired by that. So again, we're looking at $150 versus $3,500, $4,000. Like, you're getting that look for less. Is it a Bottega bag? Absolutely not. So if it really matters to you to have a Bottega bag, this isn't going to check that box then. But if you just love the look and the luxury, and you've always loved that textured look, and I know that I'm not going to get a Bottega bag, that's just your thought. Like, I know I'm not going to get that, but I want something with that same look. This bag is beautiful quality and beautifully made, and will look expensive, and truly will make people like do a double take. Wait, is that, that kind of thing. Okay, now the next thing I want to talk about is the Alexander McQueen blazer. This blazer is $2,500. This is a beautiful, beautiful blazer. Now, a couple of years ago, we were all talking about the Balmain blazer, right? Let me interject and say that. The Balmain blazer, which was copied by the Veronica Beard blazer, which was copied by the Lily Silk blazer, which was copied by the Quince blazer. I have all of I have the Veronica Beard. I don't have the Balmain. The Veronica Beard, the Quince, and the Lily Silk versions of these, and they are beautiful. The double-breasted blazer with the gold buttons. Veronica Beard calls it the Miller jacket. It is a Dickie jacket with interchangeable Dickies, so I feel like they kind of one-upped Balmain a little bit on this, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful blazer, and it's still very much in style. But one of the ones that I've seen showing up a lot is this Alexander McQueen double-breasted blazer. Now, this has tone-on-tone buttons, so the buttons are the same color as the blazer. It's just a little bit of a different look. It's $2,500. It's just a gorgeous, structured, elegant, elevated blazer. Now, Isabel Marant has her own version of it, not inexpensive at $900, but definitely less than half the price of the Alexander McQueen jacket. Now, Aritzia, a third of the price. It's at $248. They have their own version of the Alexander McQueen structured double-breasted blazer. Going down, Avec Les Filles has a $109 version, and then Estir, a brand I work with, has a $129 version, but it's on sale as I film this for $80. So, I mean, anywhere from $80 to $2,500 for the structured double-breasted blazer. Take your pick. All of these are elegant. All of these are elevated. All of these are going to give you a more expensive look regardless of your budget. Okay, the next item I want to talk about is, this is again from Quince, but this is the Brunello Cucinelli Merino Cardigan. This cardigan. Look at it. It's stunning. It's stunning. I mean, it is as thick, like your whole entire family can move into this. It is so thick and so cozy and so elevated, and clearly very, very expensive looking, and very expensive because it's an almost $4,000 merino wool cardigan. Now, the Quince one is not exactly like that, I'm not gonna lie, but it is a gorgeous merino wool cardigan with a mixed texture look that makes it look much more elegant and much more expensive and much more elevated. So the Quince merino cardigan is $60. The Brunello Cucinelli cardigan is $4,000. Take your pick, and they both look beautiful. They both look elegant. Okay, now let's talk about the Rose Gala trouser. This is their wide leg trouser. It's one of their iconic, the Row is known for their pants anyway. This is one of their most iconic and one of the most luxurious pants that they make. These are $1,090 from the Row. They're beautiful, they're elegant, they're elevated, and they're over $1,000. Now, if you want the same look, Zara, good old Zara has their own version. This is their crepe wide leg pant. It is just under $50, and this is a definite attempt at duping the Row pant. And so it's a really, really great look for less from Zara. Naadam, if you want a little bit of it, you want better quality than Zara, but you don't want the Row prices, Naadam has their everyday crepe trouser for $188. I feel like this is a really, really good substitute for the Row trousers. Like, it's got that quality, it's got that elegance, it's got that drape, it's got that luxury, but it's a fraction of the price. It's literally like less than 20% of the price of the Row pants. Okay, let's move on to Loro Piana, another brand known for ridiculously over-the-top and luxurious knits. This is their cashmere sweater. Their cashmere sweaters are, and on the Quince website you can see that they are, it says, you know, the regular retail price is like $2,000 or whatever that they have there. That's based on the price of this Loro Piana sweater. This is a $2,000 cashmere sweater from Loro Piana. It's a luxurious, beautiful, elevated cashmere. Is it worth $2,000? You be the judge. You be the judge. That's up to you. But Quince does have a new line of even better quality cashmere. Now, their regular cashmere is fabulous quality. I wear it all the time, but it's a little bit more lightweight. If you want like really, really thick and pillowy cashmere, their new Luxe Baby cashmere line is a little bit more expensive, but it is very, very luxurious and very comparable to brands like Loro Piana and Brunello Cucinelli. So this is their Luxe Baby cashmere sweater. That is $200. So $2,000 or $200. It's 10% of the price, right? Both beautiful, beautiful sweaters, but just take your pick, whatever you want, right? Okay, the next thing I want to talk about are these Stella McCartney tapered pants. This is a quintessential style for Stella McCartney. It's a staple. These are $890 pants. These are beautiful, flattering, tapered leg pair of pants with kind of a pleat front. And I just love, love, love these. I think they're so, so elegant and iconic, and you'll see these on a ton of women. Now, Estier has a pair that I have. These have a very subtle window pane like plaid on them. A really, really comfy but substantial fabric with a little bit of stretch. I love, love, love these pants. I have these and they are a favorite of mine, and they are $60. So very much inspired by the Stella McCartney style. You will see H&M also has a version of them that'll pop up, and Spanx also has a version of these pants that'll pop up. The Spanx version, I would say, is probably the closest to the version from Stella McCartney, but they're both beautiful, they're both elegant. The Spanx version is about $150. Again, the Stella McCartney is $890, so there's a version out there for everybody. Okay, let's talk about SIlk Halter style blouses. Now, Equipment is known for their silk. They're known for their high-end, beautiful, beautiful premium silk blouses and all the things. But their SIlk Halter top is $250. So it's definitely on the pricey side. Now, Quince has a SIlk Halter top that's very comparable for $60. They're both in this beautiful, I'm showing them both in this beautiful chocolate brown color. They're both elegant. They're both elevated. They both look expensive. They're both beautiful. Like, what can you say? You can't go wrong with either one. The next thing I want to share is this Comme des Garçons layer dress. Comme des Garçons is known for like their like avant-garde styling, their kind of interesting, quirky details, and their layers. Something that another brand that I work with is also very well known for, and that's Estier. They've got these kind of asymmetric pieces, these layered pieces, these interesting, eclectic, creative, edgy pieces that very much mimic some of what Comme des Garçons is doing. So I'm going to pop up here a layered dress from Comme des Garçons that is $1,200, and then the Estier version, which is $85. Estier, I will say their quality is exceptional for the price, like really, really good quality and really cool, interesting, unique pieces that will make people say, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? Just like the Comme des Garçons pieces do, but at a fraction of the price. So these layered, cool, edgy, interesting, eclectic, a little bit urban, that type of feel, if you love that look, definitely check out Estier. Okay, and then the final thing I want to talk about is this Lily Silk dress versus the Max Mara dress. Now this Max Mara, I think it's even Max Mara weekend because it's only $1,050. This Max Mara silk dress is neutral and elegant and effortless and minimal and cool and just absolutely stunning and luxurious and well made. And of course, like I said, it's $1,050. Now the Lily Silk version of it is not cheap. It's $369. It's called their Min dress, I think. But this is such a stunning, stunning, stunning dress, and it is a third the price of the Max Mara dress. So they're both beautiful silk dresses. They're both going to give you that elevated look. One is just going to do it a little bit more affordably. So let me know what you think of this video. Did you like these ideas for looking expensive regardless of your budget? And did you like my ideas for 10 stylish substitutions that maybe align with your budget just a little bit more? Would you like to see more videos where I show pieces that are inspired by higher end pieces, or whether I'm shopping Quince or whether I'm shopping Amazon or Target or Walmart? If you want to see more of those types of videos, let me know in the comments. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe because I want to hang out with you again. Love you guys. Bye.